Lieutenant Chad Shevlin from the Raymond Police Department. Chad actually grew up in Raymond, and he was here from 6th grade on, so he graduated from Raymond schools, and he's going to tell you all about that in his story. So with that, thank you for joining us, Lieutenant Shevlin.
Awesome. How's everybody doing? What's today about? Someone raise their hand and tell me what today's about. Somebody. Anybody. Yep, you. Trying to find your inner self, right? Make good choices, right? We have things that happen in our life that take us off our path and put us in a different direction. See this lapel pin on my suit? This is a compass. I want someone to ask me about that at the end of the talk, okay? So, what's that? You got a question? What's that? Yeah, I'll explain it to you. We're going to talk about good choices. We're going to talk about, you know, something may happen to us that's not good. Who's had a bad day here before? Everybody's had a bad day. Who can give me an example of what a bad day is? Getting suspended, yes, that could be a bad day. Somebody else. None of your friends show up? Okay, all right. What else?
A lot of testing.
A lot of testing, bad day. Okay, that could be a bad day.
Break a bone.
What's that?
Break a bone.
Break a bone. Yep, and that's going to be my story because I broke a lot of bones. See these scars? I didn't cut myself shaving. Okay, this happened. I was a United States Marine, and I fought in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003.
Hey, thank you for your service.
So a little bit.
What's your NOS?
It's an 0311. I was an infantryman.
Yeah, that's my dad's. That was my dad's NOS.
Right on.
That's what I'm hoping to get into.
Awesome. So a little bit about me. I came here in 6th grade, back in the early 90s. And I graduated from this school. This school has gone through a lot of changes, but guess what hasn't changed? This gym. I was in this gym with Mr. Fulton. Yeah, he's still here, right? That was my gym teacher. I went to Raymond High School. I'll answer your questions towards the end, all right? I went to Raymond High School and I graduated in 1999. From there, I went right into the service. At age 18, I went into the service, all right? And back here, that's a picture of me at age 18 when I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. It's pretty young, huh? Who wants to go in the military here? Anybody? Good, good. From the 6th grade up until I graduated, that was my plan. I had a plan. You guys should have a plan of where a general direction of what you want to go in, right? Right? We all have things that we want to do. We have careers that we might want to go to, right? Right after I graduated boot camp, I got married. I've been married to my wife for 20 years this year. This is her laughing hysterically that she threw cake in my face. So it's a good picture because she's been through a lot with me, and I owe a lot to her for me making good choices and pushing through what I need to push through, okay? In high school, in school now, you guys make choices, good choices, right? Not to do drugs, not to do bad things, right? Not to get suspended, right? Right? So, I had to make those choices to get through high school and graduate, right? Best thing that I ever did. Just like you guys all have a mission in school, right? You got to get good grades, right? You got to graduate 8th grade, right? Move on to high school. This picture here, a lot of our fighting was done in the middle of the night. That laser beam that you see coming out of the weapon, that is what they call a pack. It helps us target, and everything that's in green. Who's heard of night vision goggles? So a lot of you have, right? It helps me see in pitch black and see what I'm doing, right? So on the night of April 10th, 2003, and we got a grid coordinate, which is a position where we had some EPW statements, so enemy prisoners of war, right? That's the good guys, they got captured by the bad guys. They told us the fighting was going to be minimal and there wasn't going to be a lot of firefight going on. It turned out that there was. I was in a 12-hour long firefight. You can think about how long are you in school for? 6 hours, right? This lasted 12 hours, so 2 school days. If you want to look at it like that, right? 2 school days of fighting back and forth pretty violently. What I call trading paint with the bad guy, right? They shoot at us, we shoot at them, back and forth. By hour 12, I was hit by an RPG, which is the picture behind me. Does anybody know what that is? You in a green shirt. Yeah, awesome. Rocket propelled grenade. As you can see up front, see that green round sticking out? That is the projectile. That is what comes out of the weapon. It's over the bad guy's shoulder and he shoots it. That exploded in my face. It took a part of my jaw. It detached my retina. I got hit in the neck. You have an esophagus. You guys know what that is? It helps you talk. It helps your, like right now, I'm using it. But when that gets compromised, you can't talk. Right? So I couldn't talk. I didn't have, all I could do was hand and arm signals. All right? That hit me. Who thinks that I was done and out? I wasn't. I survived that. When it actually came at me, I went back like someone took my picture. That's what it felt like. It felt like it was intense heat. It was an intense pain. And it was like someone took my picture with a big flash. I realized I was hit and I realized I was injured at that time and point. I told you guys that I was a squad leader, right? So I had 12 guys that I was in charge of, correct? Guess what? I'm out of the fight. Can I continue to fight? I can. All right? So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking out the threat that ended up shooting us because he was getting ready to shoot us again with another one of those. After that, that's when I really actually realized that I was injured. All right? And I sat down in the vehicle that I was in. Remember the picture I showed you here? That's a trap. Those are what we rolled up to in Iraq. All right? In the very back, that's where we were. It's like a cool bus with tank trains. Right? So I sat down and my guy started yelling, "I'm dead." I'm not dead. Don't count me out yet. I grabbed one of them and I gave him a thumbs up. And he went, "Oh my God, he's alive." And he started to kind of panic a little bit. Well, then they had to do trauma to me and take care of me, right? And stop the bleeding and put bandages on and take care of me from that point. I stayed coherent through the entire time, and I got off that vehicle and I walked to a helicopter that landed to get us out of there. When we get ambushed, I have to get out of the way, right? I have to step off the X and keep pushing forward. If I stay there and I stay on the X, what's going to happen? I'm going to get injured. I'm going to get hurt, and I'm not going to keep moving forward, right? So I chose to get off the X. My daughter was a big part of that. So you all have family, right? You have close friends, you have things like that. Those are the people you reach out to. You have teachers. You have teachers you look up to. Those are the people that you look for in life to get off the X. If you're doing bad in a class, how do you fix that? We find someone that can motivate us, right? It's all about motivation. It's all about motivation. And it's all about what's in here, right? So what do you think we go through as a police officer? I've already asked you. Drug busts? What about the initial training? How about the initial training we got? Yeah, you have to, so training, right? They have to train me to pass, just like they're training you right now to graduate school, to go on to college, go on to the military, and get a career, right? Well, guess what? That don't stop. You go through a lot of schooling, Police officers, we go through 6 months of just an academy that we got to push through, right? Now, mind you, what I had been through, do you think that this is tough? Now I'm going back into where I'm dealing with I'm dealing with people, I'm dealing with bad situations, I'm possibly dealing with getting shot at, I'm possibly dealing with getting hit and punched and different things like that, right? I pushed through it. That's me graduating the Las Vegas Police Academy, where I was there for 6.5 years. Pretty cool, huh? A lot of training, and I had the love and the support of my wife and my daughter. And then my son Mikey, this is when he was born. So shortly thereafter, what I decided to do is we wanted to relocate back home. I had been away from home, I've been away from Raymond, Raymond being my home, for 17 years. And I decided to come back. So, what do I know how to do? Police officer, right? So Raymond hired me 5 years ago. And through my hard work and pushing forward and staying off that ass on the ground, I'm now the police lieutenant for the Raymond Police Department. I'm the number 2 guy. I work right under the chief of police. Pretty cool, huh? So guess what? What do you think that required more of? You think I was just, I'm good, I can just walk in there and become a lieutenant? What? Motivation? Exactly. What else? Perseverance? What else?
Skill.
Skill, right? I worked in a city like Las Vegas. I had a lot of exposure to a lot of different calls, right? That helps. That's the skill. But I still had to go through another academy. You come back here and go through another academy. So guess what? Training don't stop, right? Let me back up. When I was in the hospital, and do you think that my leadership and the way that I am reflects on all of them? It does, because you know what they want to do? They want to strive to do better, right? They want to strive to go out there and do a good job, right? But it starts with your family. That cool dog back there, that's my dog Coda. He's my running buddy. Me and him run a lot, and it keeps me motivated. It trips me up sometimes, but you know, I get up and dust off. It's no big deal. That's my son Michael and my daughter Michaela on the left, and my wife Michelle. And they mean the world to me. And my friends and the people that support me mean the world to me. All right? So, remember how I was talking about this compass? Who knows what a compass does? Who can answer that? It puts you on the right path, right? We got Boy Scouts in here? Girl Scouts? You guys do land navigation? Land navigation is when basically they stick you out in the woods and go, hey, go find point B from point A. A compass helps you do that. So who can tell me what the directions on a compass are? Yeah, never eat shredded wheat. That's how I always remembered it. But what always keeps you on your path? Going north, right? North always points in a direction, right? So there's 2 types of north, right? There's true north and there's regular north, right? What's true north? True north is the magnetic north that you deal with. That's where the compass actually points to, right? No matter where I'm standing, right? That's where you have to be true to yourself. You always have to point true north and push forward, no matter what. You're going to get knocked off your course. You're going to have bad days. You're not going to get your soda that you wanted at the store, or you may get a bad grade, but guess what? You keep pushing. You keep moving forward, and you stay on that path. And if you get knocked off, who helps put you back on it? Friends, family, right? People that are close to you, right?